Okay, so we are recording. Let's see how all this plays out. This is Mecha Hack, a role playing game of Titanic war machines. I found this a few years ago and I absolutely fell in love with it. It is what it says on the tin, mechs, mobile suits, giant fighting robots, which we all love. Uh, Matt Click, lead, the project lead. Uh, yeah, he's done a great job on this. When did this come out? 2018. So this has been around for a hot minute, and I just, yeah, it's everything that I wanted in a mech RPG. It's kind of just bare bones. I hear it's like OSR mechs, Mecha RPG, and uh, not really big into OSR. Nothing against it. Just most of the time, it's not my jam. This was great. It's based off the Black Hack system. Anyways, table of contents, introduction, how to play. This isn't going to be a full like review or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit. I think I'm going to be using this in 05 launch just because the 05 launch system is I was not planning on creating a whole new system to play a game while doing this video or starting this channel. And both of those things take an awful lot of time and attention. So I'm probably just going to stick with Mecha Hack for doing some of my games, which I've done solo games with Mecha Hack before. Quite a few, actually, for various lengths of times. Anyways, we'll do a little quick. Oh, it says right here, made with the Black Hack. Core mechanic, roll d20, roll under resolution for testing the corresponding attribute. And if it's a tie, the number is your on the dice is your target number. It is a failure. I like that. It's a little confusing to new player because there's a lot of meets it, beats it, and I think like nope, it's this or under. Testing, yeah, 4 attributes: power, which is your strength; mobility, your speed, how to avoid damaged systems; scanning hostile combatants, looking for weak points. It's sort of the skill feature of this RPG. And presence. I love presence. It's like you and your mech can just be intimidating on the battlefield. It's also with the use for stealth. I like that. You can make yourself, even though you're in a giant mech, just, not so much invisible, just not really presenting yourself as the main target. And we've got some good black and white sketches, art, mech lifting up a train, missiles away, things like that, modifying rolls. We'll get into the enemy hit die. I'll say this: I do not like multiple column spreads. That's just me. Because I'll be scrolling and all of a sudden like, oops, gotta scroll back up. That's just a me thing. There's 4 type of actions: move, attack, test, which is kind of like your skill, and use, which are pilot, chassis, module abilities. Order of actions: you can use any actions. I believe you get 2 actions. No, you get 3 actions. It's Oh, and they also have the advantage disadvantage system, which I think is the best thing that came out of 5th edition and Inspiration. 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, so I think it's 3 actions per turn out of these. And if you do one of them twice, is it a disadvantage? No, you roll your reactor dice, which on a 1 or a 2 it decrements. And if it's all the way down to a D4 and you do it, well, it explains later. Okay, tactical distance. I love how they do distance with this. It's close, near, far, distant. Close is it's right next to you. Near, it's your standard 6 squares, or 30 meters for mecha scale. Far, distant, etc. I like this because I like to play my solo games very narratively instead of on a grid. And so I'll determine, like, okay, this enemy is far away. So if I'm using melee characters, I'm going to have to use 2 of my actions to close the distance. Let's see. Pilot scale. Initiative. You can either test your mobility or your systems, whichever's higher. I kind of like to do whatever feels narratively appropriate. So even if it is the lower, I'll pick what's appropriate. Hit dice, or HD, represents the power level determined by their chassis. Enemy hit die represents enemy's power level. Their hit points, essentially, just like in, D20 fantasy games that are out there. Attacking and defending. So the players roll all the dice. So when you're attacking, you are trying to get lower than your power. If an enemy is attacking, you have to roll lower than your mobility, or there's some hedge cases where it could be systems or presence. But yeah, you roll all of that. And then there's damage dice that are rolled. They do have opportunity attacks in this. I'm still not a terribly big fan of opportunity attacks. I feel it blocks a very dramatic combat. Like when 2 characters on screen are fighting and the enemy, like, breaks away and runs and the hero has to dash after him. Things like that. I'm not a big fan of opportunity attacks as a mechanic. Heavy weapons in this is interesting. It requires 2 hands, and there's modules to offset this, but it adds 2 to the roll. So if your power is, say, an 11 and you roll a 10, that 10 becomes a 12 and it becomes a miss, but you do add 2 to the damage. Unarmed damage turns into a D4. For all of its silliness, Pacific Rim, giant monsters just punching giant mechs punching giant monsters, I would usually rule that the unarmored damage is just your basic damage dice, depending on the situation. Criticals, 1 would be a critical success, 20 would be a critical failure. Cover, I don't use a heck of a lot. Pretty much only thing I use for cover is just line of sight. Less advantage on mobility tests. There's difficult terrain. I do use that. And it's your standard, it costs X amount of feet to move X amount of feet. Usually I just, if they're far and I have to get there, I'll just probably use a mobility test to kind of clear it, but if it fails, I'll just like, nope, doesn't get through it. It's just going to be stuck on that end, and then they can try to get through later. Hidden, like stealth, camouflage stealth mechs, Mirage Colloid from Gundam Seed, things like that, or just, hiding behind a building. It just makes an attack easier. Armor points, that is it's like your shield, like you will tick off your armor points before you start reducing your hit points. Reactor dice, kind of like what it says on the tin. It's your reactor of your mech, and you can see it decrements on a 1 or 2 from 20, 12, 10, 8, 4, and then after 4, it overheats, and remains at D4 until you rest, so it's pretty much out of the combat. Disabled mech, it's at 0, cannot take actions. Let's see, and there's, D8. I love the tables in here. I wish there was more. I wish there were more expansions to this. Because there's a lot of good giant robot stuff in here. I just think like there could be more. I wish there was more. I probably should make more for it, but I'm not very good at producing RPG supplemental material. Resting and repairing, short rests, long rests. Gaining levels, I kind of have a homebrew thing for this where it's like every 5 missions, or was it 5 or 10? I think it was 5, because I like that 50 episode, like 2 seasons, 50 episodes, 25 episodes a season, sort of old anime structure, where like season 2 you get the suit upgrade, and it's I believe it goes all the way up to level 10. Maximum level for mech is 10. Right there. Staring me right in the face. So, let's see. So that is 1 level per 5 episodes would bring us up to level 10 by episode 50. And I might shorten it, like, every 3 episodes. That way you can play at level 10 for a little bit. Because, what's the point of, like in D20 Fantasy, like you're level 20, but you only really get to play it for like 5 games at the end for the big bad. What was that, bud?
I just hunted a horse.
You just hunted a horse? An elephant? Cool. My son just got Age of Empires, so he's playing that in the background, and he's having a blast. Building your mech, 3d6 down the line. If you roll a 15 or higher, you go down to 2d6 plus 3. I love that. And choosing a pilot, these to me are kind of like your archetypes. The commander archetype, engineer, maverick, the quipster or joker. Choose a chassis. These are sort of like your mech's class: a brawler, scout, striker, or titan. And let's see what choose a module. These are things that you put on your mech. Heavy melee weapon, rocket launcher. They can be other things like static shield, something like that. And then you can also buy equipment with credits. I sort of have my own monetary system that I like to use. Credits are still involved, but I kind of like the Mech Warrior Battletech, sort of like where whatever this is, it's in the thousands. So you may see like, oh, it's 15 of this. Like, well, no, that's 15,000, because repairs and upkeep and resupplying these is going to be expensive. All right, so we got a commander, natural born leaders, capable leader. Commander adds 2 to their power and 1 to their presence, and they get a little thing. This one is battle tactics. As a use action, choose 1 close or near mecha, they can immediately take a single move or attack action that does not count towards their total actions. Then your turn resumes. So, yeah, it's like you're out on the field, you yell to your engineer, you know, fire a missile at that guy. The engineer fires, boom, and then it goes back to the commander's turn, and the engineer still has 3 actions to take. Yeah. And they all do sort of what the theme is. Maverick is, ace pilot. Think, Maverick, Top Gun. Or your other, just kind of thought of Roy Fokker because I was talking about Macross earlier today. Quipster is like your, Joker sidekick character, but I like their inspiring speech. Use action, choose a close or near mecha. They can choose to gain advantage on a single test made before the start of your next turn. I don't know why it's a choice. Like you can, it'd be kind of a dick move. The Quipster using up one of their actions to like, hey, you can get advantage on the next turn, and the other player just going, nah, I'm good. Record. This is kind of backstory, background for the character. And then we got the mechas. The mechs. Brawler, D8 hit dice, D8 damage dice, D6 reactor dice. So the damage dice is what you're going to be rolling for damage across the board if it's a gun or a weapon. Starting hit points, D8, their hit dice, plus 4. Weapons and armor, they can use all armor, all weapons, and shields. Some of these things cannot use heavy weapons or heavy armor. Leveling up, when they level up, roll hit die to gain new hit points. Roll to see if attributes increase, rolling twice for power and mobility. At levels 3, 6, and 9, they gain a new module. So when you level up, you roll your d20, and you have to make it over your attribute, and it increases by 1. But you can see in this instance, power and mobility, you sort of get advantage on that. I'm sort of the opinion, just kind of like playing this, is you automatically can increase your attribute, like one of these attributes, and then roll the others if you want, but one is like automatically you're going to get one, because it can happen where you roll them all and it's all below your the attribute that you have already. It's like, oh crap, I didn't get anything this go around, which I find a little bit cheap. You're going through the missions, you're actually getting experience. So for me, playing like one of these is automatically going to go up, and then we can roll to see if others go up. And I think I kind of go like a max of 3, like across 4. I like you can bump up at most 3 of them. Starting equipment, comlink. They all come with comlinks. They have a laser axe, which is a light melee weapon. The laser aspect has no mechanical difference than just a normal axe. I sort of messed around with like a different, like an energy sword versus vibranium sword, things like that, and it was a little too wibbly for me to continue with. Submachine gun, a light range weapon. A shield, which adds plus 2 AP. Light armor, which is 3 plus AP. So they have a total of 5 AP, meaning they can take 5 points of damage before their hit points start going down. Alright, their mech ability, they have you score a critical success and deal critical damage on attack rolls of a 1 or 2. And they also have charging strike as a move action. Immediately move to a near enemy and make a melee attack against them, and then roll your reactor dice. So it's like a move attack combo for only one action, but you have to roll your reactor die. So theoretically, you can use this, move to a near enemy, attack it with that movement, and then make your attack action with no reactor penalty, and then a third attack action with having to roll the reactor die again. So it's kind of a three the same move in a roll for attack, but you also get to move to it. Scout, little all D6s, a little bit lighter. You see weapons armor, light weapons, and shields. Can't be a heavy scout. Striker, and Titan. Like this is wait, does this one have a D10? No, this one's all D8s. This is kind of your all rounder. And a Titan, D10 hit die. And I understand why the damage die is a D6 because like if you have a D10, you're already loading up pretty good. Let's see. 8, 16, 24. This turns into like a 22 point spread. But their other stuff is pretty good. If close mecha would take damage, you can choose to take that damage instead. Big hit die. Energy shield, use a reaction, choose yourself or choose a close or near mecha, roll your reactor die. Once at any point before the start of their next turn, the mecha may roll 1d4 to reduce incoming damage. So yeah, this is the tank. Alright, and we have roll tables, call signs. I love using these. I know a lot of people like, I want to choose mine. Like, there is a joy and a splendor in the narrative, rolling the dice and seeing what comes up. I can't remember what my first one was. It was like Nomad Alpha or like Nomad Zero, something like that. It sounded really cool. Modules, these are the things that give your mech sort of like that uniqueness, that little flavor. Chest beams, grapplers, missile barrages. These are the offensive things. Then you got defensive things. Nano shroud. Where is exothermic plating? Yeah, you can deal damage back to somebody meleeing you. Reflective shielding. Utility modules. I think this is where it was. Vehicle mode, boost sprint, rocket fist, sentry turret. Shoulder hardpoint. You can mount a ranged weapon on your shoulder that doesn't require a hand to use. So you could have like a melee weapon, a shield, and this ranged weapon all at your disposal. I don't believe there's any like rules for switching out weapons. It might be a use action just to swap out, or you could just, what they do in every video game. I'm just going to drop my weapon, draw out my new one, free action, that sort of thing. Equipment, light and heavy. Here we've got items and cost. Light melee weapon, heavy melee weapon, light armor, heavy armor. Disadvantage on mobility tests to become hidden is the downside to heavy armor. But honestly, if you're going to be the tank, get out there. Do the job. And they do have weapon qualities. It's just not, you don't see, laser axe here. They have thrown, sniper, where if you do not use a move action, you have advantage on a single attack that turn. That makes sense. Quick. You deal unarmed damage with this weapon, but can make 2 attacks with it using a single attack action. So it's smaller dice, but double the attack with no reactor use. And, plasma, deadly, corrosive. Consumables, booster kits, explosive rounds, scouting drone. Those are always good. Deploy. The drone lasts for 1 minute. It's automatically destroyed if attacked. You can perceive through it for the duration and use move actions to move it on your turn. This is great for finding hidden enemies. In my games, I've done it like if if the characters have a scouting drone, they can deploy it before combat to give them not it wasn't advantage on initiative. It was like a -2 or something like that to initiative, which kind of equates to initiative if you know dice math. Here we go. Enemies are graded by their hit die. So you see HD1 damage is a 1d4, and they have a max HP of 8. And it just goes up and up and up and up. Little pod walker there. And they have them all listed out. And I love how simple and contained this is. It's all the information I need to know with a jump pod. Leap. Reach far locations in one move. Beam spitters. Attack. Mobility. That's what you're going to roll. One close or near target. What's it going to hit? For 1d4 damage. Then there's guided rocket. And here's a lovely little recharge roll. This is going to be a systems test. So they're going to have to roll systems to avoid this. 2 near targets for 1d6 damage. Very nice. And they have kaiju, giant monsters, because I'm not a very big fan of... it's not that I'm not a fan of aliens. I just have opinions about aliens. Aliens in RPG, sci-fi settings. Like if we're playing Star Wars, Star Trek, I get it. There's aliens. It's cool. I'm a little bit more in the house of the Expanse. Like, humans have enough drama to deal with. Like we can focus on the human, element and have all the stories we will ever need, let alone, like, we don't need the sexy blue alien. Not that I mind the sexy blue alien, but I find that players often don't think, like, well, this is how a sexy blue alien would act. I've gone off the rails. Kaiju Spawnling, Labor Bot, and you see as the hit dice go up, they get tougher and tougher. And you know what? Let's go all the way. Oh, I think we missed some good art. There we go. Kaiju. Yeah, Kaiju Stalker. We've got like Rogue Commanders, Salvager Hydra, Titanic cobbled together mecha with multiple limbs and heads, Experimental Mecha Zero, cutting edge mech with alien tech and an ace pilot, Kaiju Obliterator, and gem tools. Mission generator. What are the enemies? What are the objectives? Because I want to be more than just go here, shoot the enemy mechs, and like halt an invading force, cause a diversion, provide reinforcements, capture enemy leader. Locations, mission openers, mission hazards, which are really fun, like EMP wave, test system, or roll your reactor dice. So at some point in the mission, this EMP wave is going to go off, and they're going to have to roll their system or roll their reactor die. And if not, well, it doesn't really say, but we can imagine, like, okay, your reactor is going to go down, or maybe you have disadvantage on systems, like if you fail it. Mission complications. You are betrayed by a former ally. Very, anime drama. Fog or smoke fills the area, making it impossible to see without sensors. Let's see, mission environments. We got, desert, space, underwater, urban, volcanic, wilderness, polar, lunar. Enemy tactics. These are very nice to have. It definitely helps inform you of, what sort of enemies to pick from the list. And loot, very simple loot. It's a D8, D6. It's very small. Rerouting power. These are just kind of optional thing. Oh no, wait, this isn't the optional stuff. Environmental hazard, specific area. Entering 2d6 damage. Talks about boss fights. Bosses get 2 turns per movement. I did not talk about initiative in this. Silly me. So you roll initiative. It's your mobility or your presence. Presence? It's system. So if you roll under those, you will go first. and then it's the enemy's turn to go, and those who roll over their stat, they will go after the enemy. So it's a nice little sandwich. Let's see here. Pilot missions and downtime. Just kind of advice. Mecha Cruise. This is sort of like Voltron or Power Rangers Megazord. Everybody brings their mechs together to form one giant mech. Pilots and downtime. Lodestar Alpha. This is the setting. I understand. Like, you need a setting to properly convey the information of your game. It's good. I like my thing, which is my prerogative, and they have the Wizards of the Coast OGL thing right here, because you have to. All right, and this is a very simple character sheet, lays it all out. Little player aid. Games, please come with player aids. Just a page like this, they can put it off to the side. That way they can consult it. If it's not their turn and they're trying to figure out what to do, they can look at this and figure out, like, okay, I'll move and use this chassis ability. I'm like, how far away is this? I'm like, it is distance, so that's very far away. Things for overheating, disabled, gameplay tips, seek cover from range attack, utilize both actions every turn. It is 2 actions. My bad, I've been saying 3. I think in my head I wanted it to be 3, but yeah, it's 2 actions. Alright, up next we have the expansion, Mecha Hack Mission Manual. This is gold. Like, this is a solid expansion. If you are wanting to create your own RPG, plan supplements following. The subsequent movie sequel. This kicked everything up to 11. I mean, just look at it. There's 105 pages? No. Yeah. Again, little introduction. They're really going into the setting because you kind of need a setting to give these things a place to stand and shine. Mission emblems, they expand on missions. Bullet hell, and I love these little taglines to kind of describe what missions they are. Bullet hell, campaign starters, extra objectives, hazardous environments, kaiju warnings, lodestar factions, mercenary missions, on foot missions. Oh yeah, on foot, like when you're out of your mech, your stats are the same. Just picture it as it's scaled down. Not like, oh, my mech has this and can take a rocket to the face. I can do it. Like, no, we scale it down. What work salvage opportunities, recharging and cooldown, doing customized missions, stuff with factions, obstacles, breaks down running a campaign. Like, this is the perfect book to the number 2 to the first book. I would like to see it all combined into one, but I haven't heard from Matt Click in so long. Not like, we know each other personally, just like stuff on YouTube or anything like that. Quick mission reference, D100 table, and they have pre-made missions. These are great. I've played a few of them. They are wonderful. They do a little kickoff, actions, climax. They break down 3-act structure. Gotta love it. As D6 table of objectives, D6 of twists, and they are amazing. If you are getting this, just read through them and just kind of picture like a TV episode where giant mechs are going through this, your table, or if you're like me, just rolling yourself. Alright, I'm gonna try to scroll to some of the good stuff. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, modular rules. Allegiances, friendly, neutral, hostile. Uh, little helpful player aid, because as much as people say like we don't need rules for RP, and like it's nice having some objective touch mark of what you need to do. No, I'm just gonna talk to the baker for 9 hours and then roll a seduction with advantage because I was talking to her for 9 hours. Like that's, come on, man. You've been bugging her for 9 hours. Yeah. And then it has like the factions and kind of their missions. Environment templates, different hazards, corrupted. They went a little bit super robot in this one, which I'm completely fine with, as long as it as long as it fits the fiction. You could do Macross, Voltron, Gao Gaigar, Gundam, uh, Magus XLR. Uh, the system is just that streamlined. I think you can cover it with whatever coda pay you want. Expanded downtime stuff. A little bit more ruly, but I'm down with it. Fire team tests, and hard modes. For those who like hard modes in games, I'm one way or the other on them. On foot skills. Now we're getting into, pilot just there. Athletics, combat, acrobatics, stealth, espionage, intelligence, coax, intrigue. Just to kind of get a little bit more minutia into it. They have swarm rules. Maxis starfighters. You can take this system and just, yeah, like I said, have it be a Veritech fighter. Variant character creation, like if you want a point by array, recruits, here's your numbers, put them wherever you want, all the way up to aces. Like if you just want to do a one shot where you're ace mech pilots, here's your stats, here's extra equipment, go nuts. And then they have faction loadouts. I like this because in 05 launch, the 8 factions are like really important to the story of the game. Zeta points, these are, story points, hero points, pretty much a reroll. New pilots, they got the Bionic, the Merc, the Pariah. I love the look of this. This is probably my favorite pilot head, the Pariah. Strange and otherworldly air about them. I think they were the inspiration for Psychers in 05 launch. And the new suits, they got auxiliary, which is kind of just like a scrap together mech. But it's a D8 reactor die, so you can go use those abilities. Colossus, which has the same stat array as the Titan, but they do different things. Garrison mode. The hybrid. If you cannot see the inspiration for it here, that is Neon Genesis Evangelion. Sort of monster mech. And then Vanguard. More call signs. Love those. More modules. I'm going to find that. Oh, man. I know there was one that was like a stealth generator. I probably missed it. It was probably another one. More weapon qualities. Artillery. Automated. What was it? Automated? Yeah, this one I used a lot. Buster belt fed. Scrap fed. Just from playing Unreal Tournament. The flat cannon, that's whenever I think like, yep, this mech's gonna have like a shrapnel shotgun, just like takes wreckage off of a mech, stuffs it into it, and just blasts it back out. More consumables, fusion grenade, scrap. Here it is. Use action. Test system. Spend 1 scrap to regain 2 armor points. During downtime, scrap can be used to create items. And they're gadgets. I don't remember doing a heck of a lot with gadgets. More enemies, bombers, interceptors, actual planes, flea sentry gun, swarm drone, Terran grunts. Kaiju dismantler. Look at that thing just tearing apart a town. Yeah, they got hover tanks in here too. You see, Kaiju Brood Queen. One of those took down one of my characters, and it was great. Popped up like his rival, like they were dueling, and this Brood Queen showed up, and they both knew like we need to take this Kaiju down. Like even though we hate each other, like we cannot let this thing get to a space station and just cause havoc. So they killed it, but they both went down. Let's see. Yeah, a giant city battleship. If destroyed, deal 2d10 damage to all close mecha. Makes 3 attacks. Reduces incoming damage by 8, meaning you have to roll a 9 on something in order to even damage it. This is one of those things where I would deploy like a narrative device, like get the bomb to the core. Very, A New Hope. We got to hit the target the size of a womp rat sort of thing. Game Master's Toolbox. Instant action. This is sort of like start the mission. What do they need to do? They need to repair shields. So maybe they need to go to this planetary defense system and hold off charging kaiju while the engineer tries to get the dome shields back on. Critical damage effects. Make appearance generator. I love that. Like, just roll. It's a gunmetal gray with retractable wings or thrusters. Oh, that's pretty cool. Kaiju appearance. Oh, I love it when these are added on to roll tables. Roll twice and combine. And I can't tell you how many times, like 6, 6, 6. Okay, so I gotta roll 8 times. Like, it's gonna be all of these things all at once. Kaiju name generators. Comms chatter. This is what I was talking about when this is the plus sequel book. Comms chatter. Just every once in a while, like at the end of a player's turn, like you hear over the comms, yeehaw! Or, it's not too late to surrender. Things like that. Just give it a little bit more set dressing. Technobabble. It's the orbital motivator, yo. Yeah, the orbital motivator. How's our orbital motivator doing? Like, man, we really should replace it next time we get to a station. Complications and opportunities. These were great to add on to missions. I can't tell you how many times it's like I've been playing this and have a couple of mechs down. Like, okay, let's roll an opportunity. Friendly unit arrives, and it's that Helm's Deep moment with Gandalf on the ledge. I'm like, okay, cool. It's the U catastrophe. Mission briefing generators, planetoid generators. I don't really use this all that much. I can usually imagine the location a little bit better. Scrap and salvage, where the first one had item. I like using this. Like you can roll a whole mecha, or just like energy source. Like, well, taking some creative liberties with it. Like maybe if I have somebody like research it, I can modify my mech's reactor so it will be like a D8 plus 1 for something, or maybe it'll only overreact on a 1. Alright, and the OGL thing. And character sheet. Form fillable character sheet. And it has the little player guide right up here in the corner. And it looks so cool. It has the on-foot skills, place for player ability. Only thing I'm not terribly big fan of is like I wish they were just a little bit bigger because a lot of the like abilities and module information it just fills up the box, and so you're left with all the other information down below cut off. But that's okay. All right, that was a little quick video of Mecha Hack. I'll probably be using it in the future. And you know what? I'll save what I was gonna say for a different video. Anyways, folks, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. This is my first time trying this out on OBS. I hope it's doing okay. I will get better at this, I promise. Yeah, so have a good night. 05 lunch.